Matthew 10, verse 37. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he who does not take up his stake and follow after me is not worthy of me. He who has found his life shall lose it, and he that has lost his life for my sake shall find it. There is no in between. And Yeshua was clear. That message is not confusing. It should not make you doubt unless you try to compromise. When someone is born to slavery, does he know what freedom is? When someone is born blind, does he know how is to see? You need to desire to be free. If you are a slave, you need to desire freedom. How that could be? And Yeshua says, who does not take up his stake and follow him is not worthy of him. You need to know what you want. When he was healing the sick, casting out demons from men, he was doing all the signs and wonders. The prophecy was speaking that he will do those things and esteem his father to himself. So he did. But he asked people what they want from him. Do you want to be well? Or what do you like me to do for you? We are born to this place. We are born to slavery, the slavery of sin. But we can be free through Yeshua Messiah. But we need to want that freedom. We need to know who he is and what he is going to give you. If you want to be still in the slavery here, you cannot have both. Relying on things of this world and being in chains of sin, and also receive the healing from Yeshua, this would not work. He says, he who loves his father or mother more than him is not worthy of him. And he who loves his son or daughter more than him is not worthy of him. People try to explain those things and say this is not exactly what he meant. He did, actually. That's what he meant. He's not lying. If you try to go around this and make this message softer, you are compromising and you're going away from the truth. You're going sideways. How is to love him, the Savior of the world, more than your children, more than your parents, more than yourself, more than everything, more than your own life here? We cannot do that from ourselves, from our own crooked heart. That's why the replacement is needed. You need to desire that replacement. To be obedient for that reason, ask for the heart which is circumcised through his blood. We're in that covenant when no longer we need to do works to obtain things, but we need to make a decision whom we will serve. Would we serve our flesh and our desires, or we will serve him? And we are servants of the one whom we obey. If you obey the rules of your own heart, you're under sin and you are a slave to sin. But if you obey what Yeshua said, you are his servant and also the servant of his Father. You are in covenant with the Son and also with the Father as well. But there is no partiality in Elohim and there is no compromising. It's easy to say, I love 𝐤𝐄𝐄, I love Yeshua, I will do everything for him. I'm fully committed. But it's not what we say, but the fruit matters. The good tree will bring good fruit, and the bad tree will bring rotten fruit. It cannot be that the good tree will bring rotten fruit or none. The true fruit of the Sedepar Ruach is love. The heart which is humble and meek, the heart which is circumcised. This is the heart of our Master. We need to receive the fruit of resurrection to ourselves. He shall live in you. If you have the new heart of the one who is the Savior of the world, who is selfless, who is the faithful servant, suffering servant of his Father, will be obvious to you that you love him more than your dad and your mother, and more than your daughter or son or your own life, because that's his love, because that's how he is like. You need to have his heart. You cannot make yourself to love this way. And he who does not take up his stake and follow after me is not worthy of me. It's following him when he is in you. You need to receive him to yourself. You will see the light before you when you walk, because you are the vessel. He will do the work in you. You will see his light always with you, and you will endure with him. That is the stake you need to take. And he who has found his life shall lose it, and he that has lost his life for my sake shall find it. If you feel good in this world, I met people who say, I just love 𝐤𝐄𝐄, I love Yeshua, I always know that he's with me, he loves me. What matters do you love him? You're so important to yourself. And when the truth comes, when you just don't think of this, because it's obvious that he loves not only you, but everyone. He came to the sinners, to people who are broken, who are not perfect. Not only to you. We should not put ourselves so high up. And if you have that love in you, you don't care much about you, because it's obvious that he loves you. But he not only loves you, he does not love anyone more or less. That's why, because he is just, as his Father is just. If you have the love in you, you would not be silent. If you have the love in you, the fire will burn within you. The fire will be hot in you. You would not be silent, because the word will have to come out. You cannot keep it in you. The word is the work of Elohim. The word created all things. So how you could be silent? Yeshua is physician of the hearts. It's not about the healing of flesh. Yes, those things will be, but that is not the main thing we shall focus on. You need to be delivered from the slavery of the heart of stone. But what if you don't know that you are a slave? What if you don't know that you are in bondage? We are born to this place. You don't know what it's like not to be in bondage. You're used to it. You don't know what it's like to be healed, to be delivered from sin, from the chains of darkness. People get very defensive when someone wants to change their ways because of the fear of losing things which they build their foundation from the start. People are afraid of unknown. You need to desire Messiah. Doesn't matter what it takes. Yeshua says here, he who has found his life shall lose it, and he that has lost his life for my sake shall find it. This is the matter of life and death. Truly. You cannot keep anything from the slavery here. If you keep holding on to something, you cannot be with Messiah. You need to will to lose your heart. Messiah will not work with your stony heart. You have to have a new one. You have to have replacement. As people say, I work on trying to be obedient and try to perfect myself to be like Messiah. You cannot do it. You all think it's your work. You all think it's something you need to do. See, that's the problem, because with your heart which is stone, with your heart which is self-focused, everything is around you. You cannot change. This is your way from your own perspective. Why you cannot just stay still and let the one who is perfect work in you? But then you will have to deny everything and stop reasoning. But your mind, your heart would not allow it. This is the slave character. This is the heart of the slave. People think about this life, way of the flesh. You see things from the point of view of your carnal mind. The carnal mind will tell you this is the slavery, being under the rulers where you need to pay taxes, you need to do many things. But the worst slavery is the slavery, which is the inward you. And that's what Yeshua is coming for, to free men from that slavery, the slavery of the heart of sin, the slavery of the heart of stone. But you don't care to be free from sin. You want to be free from the rulers, from the bondage in this world. You don't care about the healing of the heart. You don't want that. You want to keep it. You want to keep that stony heart, your ways. But you want the deliverance of everything else which applies to this life. That's why you care about the sicknesses, about killing of the flesh, because you're all about this life, all about yourself. You will protect that heart of stone as much as you can, because it's all about you. That's why there is no fruit of Sedabardua. That's why there is no works, because everything what is done is done from your own selfish ways, from your own heart. That's how you operate. To boast yourself, to show to others that you are devoted to 𝐤𝐄𝐄, that people will look up to you. It's all self-centeredness. You are in bondage and you don't want to be free. Judges 15, verse 9. The Philistines then went up and encamped in Yehudah and spread out against Lehi. And the men of Yehudah said, "Why have you come up against us?" And they answered, "We have come up to bind Samson, to do to him as he done to us." Then 300 men of Yehudah went down to the cliff of the rock of Etam and said to Samson, "Do you not know that the Philistines are rulers over us? Why have you done this to us?" And he said to them, "As they did to me, so I did to them." And they said to him, "We have come down to bind you, to give you into the hand of the Philistines." Samson was the one who started delivering 𝐤𝐄's people from slavery, from the toil of the Philistines. He was the one whom 𝐤𝐄 appointed for it. He was the Nazarene from the mother's womb. But because he did fight the Philistines, who were enslaving the children of 𝐤𝐄, they went against him because they were afraid of the enemies. They didn't want to be delivered by Samson, and they did work with enemy, and they brought him to Philistines. What happened to Yeshua when he came? They didn't want Yeshua. They didn't want the deliverance from sin, from their own heart. So it's the same with you right now. You fight against it. You say you love him, you accept his deliverance, you proclaim who he is, but you don't know who he is. Like those here who delivered Samson to Philistines. When Moses led the children out of Egypt, 𝐤𝐄 chose Moses for that, because 𝐤𝐄 wants the children to be free from the bondage, from the slavery. But they were complaining. Not long after they crossed the sea, they walked on the dry ground. They saw signs and wonders, but they missed the slavery. They missed the bondage. They rebelled against 𝐤𝐄. 𝐤𝐄 didn't want them to work, to prove anything. He wanted, which he always wanted, that you will be obedient, that you will receive his freedom, his release from captivity. But you still want to work from yourself. You think you can keep your heart, which is stony, which is hard, which is cold. You think you can keep that heart, keep your ways and perform. There's none of you whom I talk to who will say, "No, I'm still not delivered. I'm still in chains of my heart." You are stiff-necked, prideful man, personal. You all say you are born again, but none of you is, because you would not receive the one who delivers men from darkness. If he will be in you, I will see the fruit coming from you. I will see the love coming from you. I will know, because I can discern. I will discern that love in you, the love which is selfless. Anytime I talk to people, it's all about them. Try to prove that they are born again, or they boast who they are, how much they love Elohim. You don't need to speak how much you love him. The fruit needs to be seen. Ask for the bread of life, instead to be sure that you already have. And this reminds me those 10 virgins, 5 wise ones and 5 foolish ones. The 5 wise ones had the oil, but they were not boasting that they have. But those foolish ones thought they have enough. They would not think that they will lack, because they were so self-centered, loving themselves, so sure about themselves. And they rather keep their stony hearts, but they are empty inside, filled with darkness. The grain is full with goodness, but the thorns and thistles are empty. They will boast, they will lift their heads up. The same with the foolish virgins. Did not have enough oil, and the door was shut. The master said, "I never knew you. Who are you? I never knew you." Patience is one of the fruit of the Sotapar Ruach, which comes with love. All the fruit comes together. Follow the most important fruit, which is love from above, and patience is one of it. I know that the greatest works will be done in this vessel, but it's not my work. That I don't care if I will be rewarded. I'm already rewarded. I don't need to shine, and it's not what I want. But if the word is given to me, which is like a fire, which is like a double-edged sword, I'm not going to be silent. And this is the word which is living, is ignored, is treated as a comment, because people are looking for what they want. And that was always the case. And Yeshua said, "You wicked and adulterous generation, no sign will be given to you except one, the sign of 𝐤𝐄𝐄. Because as 𝐤𝐿𝐿 was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the fish, so also the son of Adam will be 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the earth. And that's the only sign you shall receive to yourself. But you would not, because you rather assume things. You don't want to be free. The only way you can be free, you need to deny your selfish ways, your heart of stone, and ask for the heart of Messiah. But you reject Messiah. You say that Jews did that to him. You're doing that to him daily. You're rejecting him by not receiving him. You shall love him more than everything. He shall be the only one who is in you. He shall rule over you because his Father desires. If you're truly born again, there shall be nothing else in you, only Messiah. Nothing else. He shall be in charge of you. Not your own ideas, not your own ways, not your own assumptions. You will not question one another, because you will be in him and he will be in you, as his Father is in him and he is in his Father.
𝐤𝐿𝐿